everybody. Welcome to my channel, Shine Like a Diamond. I am Shine, and Merry Christmas. This is, by the time you guys are watching it, it will be Christmas Eve. And I'm so excited. Christmas, like, it came so fast this year. Like, it just snuck up on me real quick. We didn't, now normally we have Thanksgiving, and then we put up our tree the next, well, so Thanksgiving's on Thursday, then Black Friday, which I haven't been able to participate in the last couple years due to health reasons, but then we'll put the tree up on Saturday and decorate the house and yada yada yada. So but this year, for some reason, like, it was just, my husband got a new job, and it just schedule differences and everything, and we didn't get the tree up till last weekend. So that is the absolute latest that we've, like, absolute longest we've ever gone, with the tree being so late. So we've only had it now for, we're only gonna have it up for like 2 weeks now. Well, we'll probably, I might leave it up a little longer, but like not, drastically longer, but at least a week after New Year's. That way we can enjoy the tree a little bit longer, since we didn't get it put up, as often or as soon as I normally like to. So with that, like, Christmas, I don't know, to me, like, Christmas, like, the feel of Christmas is less when the tree isn't up. And so I don't know, I haven't had that, like, Christmas feelings and spirit that I normally do, because Christmas has been my favorite holiday for years, like, since I was little, which is, a lot of people's favorite holiday for various reasons. But I love getting together with a family and, like, having Christmas dinner, and it's just a fun time, and also a time to celebrate, Jesus' birth, and him coming into the world. So yeah, but this year it just, I don't know, it came up so quick. Now, I did get shopping done, like, quite a bit ahead of time, because I've had to, like, slowly buy things. This year financially has been a struggle, due to a lot of medical bills that have been piling up. So, normally we just, this month we would just be buying them, but I haven't been able to really do that like normally. But that's okay. It's not about the presents, and my kids are very much aware of that. So, not that they're not getting anything, it's just, different, I think, this year than it has been. But anyways, I have been so blessed by you guys, and all the canvases that I've been getting lately have been from you guys. I can't buy any right now, and I am like, absolutely, I'm like, I don't even have words, because I've had so many of you guys send me things, and, like, yeah, I have enough canvases, sorry, to last a while. But, like, sometimes it's fun to get the newer ones, and I love my Hannah Lynn's, and so I just appreciate that so much. And the one I'm working on actually right now was a gift from Yvonne. She bought me 5 canvases this season, and totally unexpected, but I love her so much. Not because of that, but just, she's like the sweetest thing ever. So yeah, so this one is, let me get the picture of the whole thing for you. That is the one I'm working on right now. Christmas puppy and kitten. So cute. So I am like, as you can see, down right here. And so I just have one, let's see, 2, 3, 4 squares left, and they are this size, so they're 4 by 4. This is the new size of one of the papers that Diamond Art Club sells now, which I love because the size is very doable in a section. There are other ones that was fine, they were just bigger, so I often found myself cutting them, and this is nice because I can reuse those like over and over again, and it's not such a big chunk that I can't get it done, you know, in one sitting. So, sorry if I stop for a sec, it's because I'm getting a drink. Anyways, I've really enjoyed working on this one. This one is adorable. I absolutely love it, but I don't know if I would have bought it myself. I don't know if I would have, but I'm so glad that she did because it's just so, it's so cute, and I love it. It's turning out really good, and it's kind of been fun too, to be honest, because this year, I mean, lately, trying to think of when, my last one, goodness, I don't even remember, you guys, like the last, round that I did. And I've been doing squares because I do prefer squares. However, I do also like my rounds, and I don't like only do squares. Like I pick my canvases on the image, not on, you know, what it is. And so but this one, it was a complete surprise, and I had already gotten my main Christmas one done that I wanted to this year, which was, hold on, sorry, I have a random drill here, anyways, that I did, which was Country, Christmas, and it was the snowman with, at the red door with the green like wreath on it. I'll put a picture up here if I remember. Anyways, and the snowman is like knocking on the door with a bunch of presents, and again, that was a gift as well, and it's so, oh my gosh, you guys, it turned out so good. Like I do prefer a lot of times to work on canvases that have really bright colors, and you know, so, which is one of the reasons I might not have chose this one, but you never know, because that one there was a lot of like browns and you know, whites and stuff. There was quite a bit of colors in the presents, which I loved, and I did some customizing there. But I absolutely loved working with all of the red and the greens and the yellow, because the yellow lights in the wreath and the garland thing that hang over the door, like it not kidding you, it looks like there's lights behind the canvas. It is so beautiful. And so anyways, that one is going to my mom. My mom loves her snowman. Like, I cannot even tell you how many snowman figurines she has in her house. Like, yeah, it covers this entire table. And it's a certain collection. I'm not sure what it's called, but they're like blue. You know, they have a lot of blue and stuff like on their hats and scarves and all that. So anyways, but being that I have so many Christmas ones I've completed, and I don't have room really for another one during Christmas to hang, and it being a snowman, I decided I would give it to her. And I got one of those, like the scroll frames, because they're so like affordable compared to normal frames. I can't afford to do a custom, frame. And even if there was a frame in the right size, like they're expensive. And so I did the scroll frame, and it looks really, really cute. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, again, I'll try to put a picture of it hanging, because right now I have it hanging up. And because I do actually, I'm getting a different size than I have right now for it. So, but if I remember, I'll try to remember to show that in the picture as well. But yeah, so that one was a little bit bigger. It was, gosh, I can't remember how big it was, but it was like, oh man, like maybe 68 by 89, something like that. So I thought that would be the only one I would do this year, because obviously Christmas time is busy and there's just a lot to be done. But I got done with it really quickly, and then I did my Christmas cards that I was sent as well. The Diamond Art Club, there's 3 Christmas cards in the pack that I got, plus I had a few that I didn't do in the previous years, so I was like, okay, well, I'll get those done. And I got those done really quickly, and so that's when I decided, okay, I'm gonna do another one, and I'll be able to finish it by Christmas time. And it was going so fast that, if you know me, I don't single place. Like, I don't use my single placer at all when I'm diamond painting. If I single place, I use my multi-placer and I put them down that way. But I am now, like I said, on the last row, and I still have like, let's see, was it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? So I still have like 6 days left before Christmas, and I don't mind working on a canvas after Christmas, but I was getting it done too fast, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be done before Christmas, and I didn't want to be. Like, I wanted this one to be the last, Christmas one that I did, and I really enjoy working on Christmas ones during the season. And so I decided, I'm gonna slow down a little bit, and now that I'm on the last row, and I'm going to, use my single placer and do, some single placing. So I am doing a lot of that, but I'm also, using my multi-placer as well, just because I love multi-placing, you guys. If you don't multi-place, and some people, it's not for them, and that's fine. But if you haven't tried it, like, people always ask me, like, how do you get your canvases done so fast? And that's how I get my canvases done fast. It's not like I'm a super speedy, diamond painter. It's just I multi-place, and it definitely goes quicker when you do. So anyway, and I find, though, to be honest, I find squares to be easier to multi-place. Like, I can do my 15 multi-placer with squares. With rounds, I am not as, I don't know, they don't line up the same way as the nice squares, kind of, because they're sharp edges, they line up really nicely. So I'm not as good at multi-placing with round drills. I can do it, but I prefer not to go over like a 7, because otherwise it's gonna look like kind of sloppier, because they're not going to be as straight up of lines. And then this is the first one that I decided I was going to do without my light pad. I'm always saying in my videos, like, you could do a diamond painting from Diamond Art Club without a light pad, and it would work just fine. But of course, I always say, but I prefer a light pad and blah blah blah. Well, I just decided I was gonna see how easy or not easy it went with the no light pad, and I've been actually surprised with myself on that, because it's gone really smooth. I don't know if I would want to do a square with no light pad, because I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I would. I haven't tried it yet, obviously. But I have kind of enjoyed not using the light pad, because you can kind of see the image kind of coming to life a little bit more when you don't have the light pad on. And especially like if I'm filming like right now, I find that it looks a little better than when the light pad is on. Let me show you. So obviously you can see it now, and then with the light pad it looks like that. So I feel like it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't complement it as well. And so that's why I don't have my light pad on. Because I know people are going to ask, don't you have a light pad? Yes, I do. I need to get a new one though, because the cord is actually like completely broken pretty much, but it still works. And now I've proven to myself that I can diamond paint without the light pad, so anyway. So with all that being said, it is Christmas Eve when you're watching this, so again, Merry Christmas. And today, so last year, and I've done the Christmas, I don't remember what we've called it, but the Christmas-a-thon, basically. And, good morning, honey. Maddie's just getting up for school. What was I saying? Oh, so I've done the Christmas, premieres ever since we, started, ever since we first had them going. And Crashly is doing it, which thank you, Crash, because it's a lot of work to get together this many people, and get all those premieres set up, and people are going to have technical questions, and and when you're in charge of it, it's a lot. So, and she also has kids and a husband and a full-time job. So, I very, very much appreciate her taking, her time out and putting these together. I think that it's a wonderful thing, because there's a lot of people who don't have family maybe nearby them, or they just don't have family, or they don't want to go anywhere, and this really provides a sense of community and diamond painting family. And you always have a home in the diamond painting community, if you're unless you're like a butthead, and then that's a different story. But otherwise, you're always welcome, and I find it's comforting to know that there's such a huge community of people that support everybody else in their diamond painting, life. So again, I love that we do this, and I think it's great, and I think that all the creators that put these videos together, it's wonderful. So last year I did clips of my favorite, basically my favorite scenes out of Christmas movies. Now, this year I am going to do, we're going to go over some Christmas movies, my top 10 list of Christmas movies, and we'll talk a little bit, about those. And so yeah, if you know me at all, I love movies. I am a big movie watcher. And over the past couple years that I have been stuck on the couch due to health issues, I have watched one movie a day at least. I absolutely love them. Hold on one sec. Okay, so we're going to go backwards. We're going to start at 10, and we will work our way back to the number 1 movie. So, number 10 this year is the movie Noelle. That is the one I was talking about that I hadn't seen. It's been out for a few years. It has Anna Kendrick in it. I hope I'm saying that name right. And it is such a cute little movie. Now, is it a little cheesy? Of course it is. It's a Christmas movie. But it's so good. Like, I really liked it. So, just so you know, spoilers might happen. So if you are one that doesn't want a spoiler, then, you know, this might not be your episode to watch. But, anyways, the gist of the movie is that her dad is Santa, and she has an older brother who's training to become Santa. And then her dad passes away, kind of suddenly, and so her brother is supposed to take over being Santa this year. And, he is in no way, shape, or form ready to become Santa. He's just not good at it. And, you know, he's like, he just has a lot of problems with it. Now, meanwhile, Anna Kendrick's role is, you know, she kind of, I wouldn't say she's like a spoiled little princess, but they use that term. She uses that term about herself. But, you know, she gets special perks because her dad and brother are Santa Claus, and so at the North Pole they get all these, you know, perks and everything. Well, anyways, her brother was really overwhelmed, and she was like, you know, pick a destination and take the weekend and just, you know, take the weekend, go get away from everything and relax and whatever. So he does. And then the sled with the reindeer come back, but he does not come back. And so they are all freaking out because Christmas time is, you know, a couple days away, or Christmas Day is a couple days away, and they don't have a Santa because Santa has run off, and they all blame her because she told him to go, you know, have a little vacation. So they blame her that he, you know, didn't. Hi, Lincoln. Sorry, Lincoln's jumping up, and he, you know, little prince here. He's got to have his spot cleared before he can lay down. Can't even have a little bit of my sweater sitting on the couch. Anyway, you probably hear that. He's, you know, annoyed that my sweater's a little bit over there. But anyway, so they're all mad at her and blah, blah, blah. So the next, I think it's like her cousin is the next Santa. And he is like in the tech field and does not want to be Santa. He is not good at Santa. And he is like royally messing things up and saying that only 4% of the kids are like good. And so they're all going to get like, you know, coal because they're all bad and blah. And anyway, so Anna's like, I'll go find him. And she thinks that she has an idea of where he is by the magazine he was looking at when he left. So it's in Florida. So she goes to Florida to find her brother. And, you know, she's, of course, in all North Pole attire. And it's, of course, hot in Florida. And it's just cute because she's, you know, it's kind of like, you know, in the Elf movie where he is super, super naive and sheltered because he's lived in the North Pole his whole life. Well, it's like that. But she's super cute and funny, and it turns out really good. It's a kind of a little bit of like a, I don't know, like how I don't know if I would say it's like, all about women and equality, but it kind of is, because they find out like she's the true Santa, because Santa is supposed to have the ability to communicate with kids of all languages, and she meets a little girl who is deaf, and somehow she magically knows sign, and she's like, I didn't know I knew that, and her brother didn't have any of that, so they eventually realize she's the Santa, which is pretty obvious from where the movie, when you start the movie, that's where it's going. Anyway, so she becomes the Santa, and it's all, happy, and she does find her brother, but he is like running a yoga type thing, and anyways, he ends up going back to the North Pole with her, though, and opening a yoga thing at the North Pole. Anyway, so it's really cute. Turns out good. I thought there was going to be like a love interest, and where she falls in love with this one guy he's the private detective helping her, and he's like a single guy with a kid, and she, helps the kid and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, they're going to fall in love and yada, yada. No, but they don't. They just stay friends, which I thought was kind of cool. Because every movie, especially like your cheesy Hallmarky Christmas movies, there's always the love interest, and that's always, I don't know. Anyways, so that was really good. So that was 10. Now, number 9 is Christmas Shoes. It is super, super cute movie, but it is a tearjerker. Just the song itself. I remember when that song came out, we were driving, and my mom had to pull over because she was like crying and couldn't see, and because of this movie. Now, when the song came out, I was younger, and so I, was like, I always teased my mom because she cried so much at different things. Well, I am that much and worse at crying, and so, yeah. But anyways, it's about this little boy who is, well, actually, it's about 2 families. One, this little boy goes through finding out his mom is sick with congestive heart failure, and she's going to die if she doesn't get a transplant. And she gets called to do the transplant, and they go, and it doesn't happen, and it's because the heart was infected with hepatitis, and so she wasn't able to get the transplant. And basically the doc says, like, well, we've missed our window, and she's dying. And so she talks about, at some point in she said when she was a little girl, she had these Christmas shoes that she wore that made her feel really pretty and special and all this stuff. And so the little boy is looking for something for her, and sees these beautiful red shoes, and decides he's going to buy them, and he's going to collect cans and all this to raise money for to buy these. And then this other family that they show is a mom, dad, and daughter, and the daughter, is in choir, and the dad is really motivated by like getting more money and wanting his wife to go back to work and blah blah blah. She ends up taking over for the woman who has congestive heart failure, at volunteering in the Christmas the choir. So you watch these 2 families, and at the end they kind of intersect, and the little boy doesn't have enough for the shoes, and the dad, who was very much, into just money and everything, is there, annoyed and everything because it's Christmas Eve and he's trying to get presents and whatever. And yeah, so he ends up like basically realizing what Christmas is and all this, and helps the little boy, and he's able to get the shoes and tells his mom that he wants her to look beautiful if she meets Jesus tonight, and she does pass that night. So it's a cute movie. Worth watching, definitely. It's a tearjerker though, so just FYI. Okay, next movie is number 8. It is called The Heart of Christmas. Now, I'm not going to go into super detail because I don't want to cry now just thinking about it. This is a true story, and it is a tearjerker. This family finds out their little boy, who is not quite 2, has leukemia, and they go to St. Jude, and it's this, you follow this story of them and their time at St. Jude. Bye, honey. Love you. Have a good day. Anyways, you watch them go to St. Jude, and it's a huge testament to St. Jude and how they run things and do things there. And he ends up at the end of the movie, only having weeks to live. And the mom realizes that he's not going to see another Christmas, and he loves Christmas. And so the dad stays up all night and sets the tree up for the little boy. And then the neighborhood, they've been trying to figure a way to help them without getting in the way. And they end up decorating like the whole neighborhood for Christmas. And it's Halloween when they do this. And there's, again, a second family that you watch going through their life. And again, they're on the path of like career, money, upping their life and blah, blah, blah. But they're, not, what's important isn't priority. And so she takes her kids during Halloween, her son, over to this neighborhood to trick or treat, because apparently they usually put on this, really big thing, and she's there, and they're like, well, this year we're doing Christmas, and here's why. There's a blog, and she goes and she's like, oh, but let me warn you, if you read it, it'll change your life. And it does. They change their whole family and the way they are living and all that stuff. So it's got oh my gosh, Candace Cameron from Full House, DJ, in it. And it's just a really, really good movie. It is another tearjerker, but it's definitely worth it. I watch it every Christmas because it's just it's a good movie. So if you're looking for a new one and you haven't seen that one yet, definitely check it out. And I like how it's not an advertisement, because that's the wrong word, but for St. Jude, it's just, yeah, anyways, good movie. Okay, now, let's see, we are on number 7. Now, this is a classic. I bet everybody has already seen it. So I won't go into too much detail about it, but it is A Wonderful Life. This movie came out long ago. It's a black and white movie. It's about this guy who he falls on hard times, business-wise, and he basically is like, well, the world would be better off if I wasn't here. And then an angel comes in and is like, oh, you really think that? And he's like, yeah. And so he basically shows him what everybody else's life would be like if he wasn't there. And nobody remembers him, and he's like, what's going on? And all this stuff, and realizes he, does want to be there, and it's a cute ending. So that one's good. And like I said, most of you have seen it, so I'm not going to go into huge detail about it, but it's a good movie. if you don't like old black and white movies, maybe not for you, but like even then it's like it's such a classic Christmas movie. You know, it's like, I don't know, my kids, like, I'm like, you guys, you gotta watch it every year. It's classic, you know. It's one of those traditions. You know, every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. And I'm sure you guys have all heard of that because it's like the main the main line that you remember from that movie. And then the whole town like pitches in and helps him out, gets him out of this, you know, bind and everything, and it's cute. So that's number 7. Now number 6 is A Christmas Carol. There's a lot of those out there. Like, I don't even know how many Christmas Carol movies there are, or at least similar to, you know, like a different version. Like there's one called Scrooge, and there's just a lot. But the one I like lately is the I don't know how new it is, but it has Jim Carrey in, and he plays, you know, Scrooge, and it's just, I love it. It's so funny. I love when he, you know, changes at the end and he's like going through town and just being a lunatic, and everybody's like, he's gone mad, you know. His housekeeper like runs away from him and is like, he's finally lost it. And it's funny. It's a cute movie. You know, it's a standard Christmas Carol where he goes and he gets visited by 3 spirits and goes back and looks at his life, and so then, yeah, when he realizes that he's alive again, and he you know, doesn't want to live the way he's been living, and changes his life. So very cute. It's a good movie, and you know, you can learn something from all these movies if you choose to. You know, you don't have to, but it's, you know, it's a good one. You know what? I'm a lunatic. I just did the wrong color, you guys. You know what, though? Like, I don't think you're gonna... It's not gonna be... I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it because I think that as long as I have enough of this color, which if I don't, I probably could get... I'm sure I have more of it. Because I've been filling in more than just the color I need to be filling in. I've been filling in the 5s with it too. Which the 5 is supposed to be, what color is the 5? Where is it? Where is it? See, this is what I get for like talking and doing something at the same time. So the 5 is like this color purple. Yeah. I'll probably use it for up here because I have it on this side up here, but down here I might change it up a little bit. I might add it to a few spots, and I'll pull some off. Like, I've done it before where I've had to pull drills off, and yeah, it's a pain in the butt, but whatever. Anyways, it's all right. It's okay. I can handle it. I can do it. But anyway, okay, so we're going to just stick to going with the flow with the movies, and I'll fix this later. Where was I? Oh, The Christmas Carol. I was just finishing up talking about The Christmas Carol. Very cute, very good. Jim Carrey, he's hilarious. I love him. Like, even though it's like not, I mean, it's him, but it's like, you know, yeah. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a good movie. My kids don't like it because they don't like that one because they say he look, you know, like all the people look weird and everything, which, you know, it is what it is. I love it. I think it's cute. It's a fun movie. I watch it every year. All these movies I watch at least one time in the season. So the next one is number 5, And it is the Santa Claus. Only one. Santa Claus 1. 2 and 3, I watch them, but they're not my favorite. Like, they're nothing, they're not near as good as the first one, which is like a classic. And, I don't know. So, yeah, the Santa Claus is with Tim Allen, and he is like this businessman who isn't really involved too much with his kid, and the parents are divorced, and the mom is married to this new guy who's a psychiatrist, and anyways, Charlie, the little boy, has to spend Christmas night and Christmas Eve night and then Christmas morning with his dad, which he doesn't want to. But he has to. So he does. And in the middle of the night, they hear Santa on the roof. Well, they didn't know it was Santa at first. But the dad, Tim Allen, he goes outside and he, sees this guy up on his roof, and he's like, hey. Well, he startles Santa, and Santa falls off the roof and dies. Which I never thought of until this year. Like, what kind of movie is this? That they kill Santa, so he just takes over his job. And when they go back up to the North Pole, and everybody sees there's a new Santa, nobody cares. Like, nobody's, like, upset that, Santa's gone. And what about the fact that, like, in the second movie, they say he has to be married or he can't be Santa anymore? Where is the other Santa's wife, and why doesn't she care her husband isn't home? Like, what is this? We're supposed to overlook all of that, which, in all my years of watching it, I have until this year, and I'm like, what the frick? Like, this is crazy. But anyways, if you look past that, which I said I have for my whole life, never even thought about that, it is a really cute movie. So he puts on the Santa suit and becomes Santa. Not knowingly, when he puts on the suit, he doesn't know that there's what they call the claws. And anyways, the fall, when they wake up and he's like back in his bed at home, and so he's like, oh, it was a dream, but the boy remembers all of it, and he's trying to convince his son that it was just a dream and all this, and so then when next year November comes around for the next year, they tell Santa on when they go to the North Pole the first night, like, you can go home, get your affairs in order, and you can come back at the November of next year and fully become Santa. So during this time, he starts gaining, he gains like 35 pounds in a week. And all of a sudden he's got gray and a beard, and the mom of the little boy is like, thinks that he's changing his appearance to make his son like him. Which, come on, really? You think that you're gonna somehow gain 35 pounds in a week and nobody's gonna know? Like, nobody's gonna be worried about this? They all say stuff about how they think he's, overeating and like, what's happened to you? But no, for real, he'd be in the hospital. Come on, get real. 35 pounds in a week? I don't think so. But anyways, look past all of that. And it's cute. It's funny. It's I love Tim Allen. I think he is hilarious in everything that I've seen him in. He's a really good actor. The little boy is really cute. I don't know his real name. His name in the movie is Charlie, and he's just he's really cute, and he's a good actor, and he plays in the second and third one too. So they don't change up the actors, which I appreciate. I hate when they it's the same role but it's a different actor, and it's like, really, come on. Or at least get someone that's somewhat close to looking like the other person. But anyway, okay, moving on.
I'm gonna have to cut some of this out because I'm gonna totally go over my time. So, okay, next one. I'm gonna try to go things a little quicker. The next one for The Grinch. It is, everybody knows the Grinch story. This is again with Tim Allen and not Tim Allen. I'm sorry, Jim Carrey. I love Jim Carrey. He's hilarious in it. He, they talk about, or he talks about having to put this massive costume on that takes hours and hours to put on, and he plays it beautifully. Like, it is so funny. I have so many phrases that I use around Christmas, like holiday hoobie wuddy, and just there's so many lines that I love. It's like when he gets sent back up and he goes like through the trash chute, which he likes, and he's in the what do you call it, the dump, and he's like, grab a bag, because he's like, one man's junk is another man's potpourri, and he's like, tells his dog, grab a bag, and he goes, we'll come back for the rest. And of course, when I say we, I mean you. And there's just so many lines in it that crack me up every single time I watch it. And I watch it 2 or 3 times a season. This year I've watched it, I think, 3 times so far. And today is Thursday, so Christmas is on Monday. So yeah, I might watch it one more time. Who knows? Sometimes if it's on TV, I'll just leave it on, and then the kids are like, why are you watching this again? I'm like, because it was on, and why not? Okay, next one is number 3 on my list is Elf. Everybody has got to see this movie. Unless you hate Will Ferrell and you hate laughing, you'll like this movie. He is so funny. He's an elf that goes up to the North Pole, doesn't know he's an elf, and finds out and is all upset and goes on this journey to meet his dad, and he ends up having a brother, and he's in New York City, and it's hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. It's one of the funniest Christmas movies. I think it probably is actually the funniest Christmas movie that I've ever seen. I laugh at it every time I watch it. I've already watched it 3 times this season again. I watched it once by myself. Maddie was like, why'd you watch it without me? And I'm like, I'll watch it again. And so then we watched it. And then last night, me and my son watched it. And like I said, I was so happy when he came out and, agreed to watch a movie with me, because he does not like movies. And so yeah, he watched the whole thing, and it was fun. So yeah. Okay, now the second and third movies they go together, and some people don't like them, but why? I mean, they're funny, they're hilarious, hilarious, and they have good story plot. I don't know, and those movies are, so number 2 is Home Alone 2. And the number 1 would be Home Alone 1. Now, there's times I feel like I like the second one better because I love the pigeon lady, but I don't know if I do or not. There's also a third and a fourth Home Alone, which the third one is such a cute movie, but it's not like a traditional Home Alone movie. So I feel like it should be a movie and be out there because it's so cute and funny, but they should have named it something different. And yeah, and same for the third or the fourth one. Again, different. Because part of the funniness is this crazy family goes through it twice where they accidentally don't have their kid. It's he's 8 in the first one, and they just magically forget about him being home, and he doesn't get onto the trip when they're going to Paris, and he's at home. He gets left at home. Seriously, too, what kind of mom? Come on. Anyway, those movies I cannot tell you. I've probably this season alone watched them 7 times probably, and I definitely will watch it again this weekend, like while wrapping presents or whatever. I can't. They're those movies for me that like I can watch them over and over and over, and it doesn't get old. They're definitely a movie I like to do during Christmas time, like diamond paint during them, because I've seen them so many times that I'm not gonna miss anything by diamond painting and listening to it, because I can see it in my head because I've seen them so much. So those are my all-time favorites, in all categories. Now, of course, like if you're gonna look at movies like, oh, your favorite Hallmark or your favorite like touching, heartwarming, and then comedy, and then like this one just has everything though. And I think that the guys that play the bad guy, Harry and Marv, like they're so funny. And we always like when we watch them, we'll always like count how many times they definitely would have died, and they wouldn't have just been like, need a minute to gather themselves. No, they would have like died, especially when the guy gets electrocuted and like you see his like skull. Oh man. And then like he gets like 3 or 4 bricks thrown at him from like a 5-story building, and he somehow isn't like completely unconscious. Oh my gosh. Unconscious. Whew. That was a hard one. So yeah, it's kind of funny that way, but it's if you haven't seen Home Alone, like where have you been? Because they're like such classic Christmas movies that are on every year, and my dog is like moaning and groaning next to me. Are you having a bad dream? He is so funny, you guys. He's done this since he was a puppy. It's like a security blanket, like a pacifier, sucking your thumb or whatever. He likes to put his nose like up against you when he's like sleeping or whatever. Or if you won't let him do that, this is what he does. Okay, so he's next to me. So he has his nose like shoved down into the couch. Megan. Hey, baby, what are you doing? Oh, little baby. Are you sleeping? Oh, I know. How dare I wake you up? How dare I wake you up? Huh? Yes. So yeah, he likes to shove his nose down in the crack of the couch if no one will let him, like, put it on. He likes it, like, on the back of your arm for some reason. I don't know. He's a goofy boy. Anyways, so that is all I have for you guys today. And I definitely will have to cut a little bit out because, well, otherwise I'll go over my time. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I had so much fun talking about these movies. I love them, and I get so much joy out of Christmas movies. So, but with that being said, don't forget, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and you are definitely loved more than you know. So, with that being said, Merry Christmas, keep on shining, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.
Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already and would like to subscribe, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and the bell icon so you can be notified anytime I put up a new video.